everybody. My name is Ramos. I work for the Northeast Independent Living Program's Northeast Recovery Learning Community, or NERLC as we're known. I am a RAP facilitator as well, and today we're going to be doing a quick overview of what RAP, which stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan, what it stands for, what it is, and how you can use it in your own life. So as I said, RAP, WRAP, stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan. And it was created by a lady named Mary Ellen Copeland. She and a group of people that she knew were experiencing some emotional distress and other issues in their lives. And they came together and they created this action plan to deal with the stressors of daily living. And together they created books such as this one right here, the RAP Plus book, and many others. And it's kind of like a guide on how to live life to the fullest and how to have a voice when there are times when you might not have that voice. The beginning of RAP has 5 key concepts. The first one is hope. Hope is the driving force for the things that we do. Without hope, it's very difficult to find the light in situations, let's say. So that is why hope is the first key concept in the RAP program. Then comes personal responsibility. How can you take ownership of your life without taking personal responsibility for it? So in other words, if you see yourself going through a situation, you can say that this is why I'm doing this. Because you're taking ownership, you're regaining ownership of your own life. You are in the driver's seat, as people may say it. And it's up to you to use the tools and the tips and tricks that you learn throughout this RAP training to form the life that you want to live. Now, if you've taken the personal responsibility, you have that spark of hope, now it's time to educate yourself. Education is the third key concept, and it can be as simple as educating yourself about what you like to do for fun, or what medications you take, or what things you're good at, little things like that. It doesn't have to be anything big, but just educate yourself. Let's say you need to learn how to do something. Well, you'd educate yourself on how to do that. It could be, let's say you want to learn how to journal. Well, you would do some research and you would find different things that would help you learn more about journaling. In the RAP Plus book, there is a section about journaling that you can see and look into. Fourth key concept of RAP is self-advocacy. In other words, now that you have these tools, it's time to self-advocate. Let's say you're part of a treatment plan and there's something in that treatment plan that you're working with that doesn't really go with you, or you find that it wouldn't work. This would be a time for you to say, okay, hey, I've taken personal responsibility of my life, I'm educated in this, and I feel like this wouldn't be good for me. So you would use your self-advocacy skills, which we can practice here too, and you would go ahead and advocate for yourself. I know it can be very hard. I've learned through many experiences that it is difficult, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the easier it gets. And last but not least, the 5th key concept is support. So you have a good combination of things, and in the RAP program we say to get at least 5 supporters. Some people might have more, some people might have less, but 5 is like a good number to use. It can be somebody such as your therapist, your prescriber, your best friend, your mother, a sibling, whoever the case may be. Just know that if you need them to come in and help you in whatever sense, that they're there. So we have hope, personal responsibility, education, self-advocacy, and support. Those are the 5 key concepts of RAP. We actually, when we're doing RAP, we came up with this house, the house of RAP as we like to call it. And these 5 key concepts, think of it as the foundation for the house. Literally, the 5 blocks that you first lay down in order to build your house of RAP would be these 5 items. Now, the first step of RAP is a daily maintenance plan. Some of us call it the picture of wellness. So this includes things that you do every single day to maintain your wellness. It also includes things that you do here and there, but you don't have to do on every single day. So it's the things that you must do, things that you do, and then things that you might need to increase on those days that you're not feeling at your best. For example, for me, something I must do every day is shower, do my hair, get up at a certain time. Those are things I must do every single day. Now, on days when I'm not feeling at 100%, that day I might go do my hair or do my nails, spend time with friends, things of that nature. Those are some things that I would do if I'm not feeling at 100%. Some things that I like to, so you visualize this as a picture of wellness. So it's like the whole person. When we're doing rap, we like to see people as a whole. We have different parts here and there, but we're a whole human being. For some people, I know, like doing the dishes can be something that's difficult for them. So putting in a schedule, okay, I have to do my dishes every day. That's something that could be helpful for them. For somebody else, it is, oh, I can do it, skip a day. So it depends on the person. Everything that's said here is, it's individualized for the person who's participating in the group. So just keep that in mind. Now, one of my favorite parts about RAP is the Wellness Toolbox. My co-facilitator and I, we actually have people create a box. They put little knickknacks or things that remind them of good situations in their lives. For example, pictures. That's a big one. People put a lot of pictures in their Wellness Toolbox. They have like hair pieces that remind them of different situations. They'll put coping skills that they currently use or things that they would like to use in the future. Some people put fake money in there to remind themselves of financial stability. I have a rock in there in mine because I like texture things. I'm very tactile, so I like to have a rock that I can play with if I'm feeling anxious for any reason. I'll pull it out and I'll play with that. So it's little things. Some people put candles to represent the future. Whatever the case may be, it's your Wellness Toolbox and you can do it as you wish. The third step in that is stressors or triggers, and then we would create an action plan for that. So what things in your outside world stress you out? It can be situations, it can be people. Everybody's different, like I said earlier, so it depends on who you are. Like for me, a trigger would be like a noise, a really loud noise, that I get spooked. So being mindful of that and having an action plan, okay, if I'm in a place and I'm hearing loud noises, I do a lot of like grounding techniques to make sure that I know where I'm at and I don't take it to another level, because I know I can say, okay, I feel safe enough to stay where I am and I'm able to keep going with my life even though that I experienced that trigger at that moment. I think that when I do trainings for RAP and we talk about triggers, we like to break them down into little pieces. I remember one of the times somebody said, well, I get anxious. And what we did was we say, how does that look for you? And by saying, how does that look for you, we make the person think, okay, let me dig deeper into what it is that I'm experiencing and how I can deal with it. And how I can know, okay, this is a reaction to my trigger versus it's just me. The fourth step of the RAP action plan is early warning signs. So in this, it's kind of like when you're losing your picture of wellness. So we talked about the daily maintenance plan is creating what that picture of wellness looks like. Now, early warning signs, you're going to be seeing, it's kind of like the floor beneath you is kind of shifting and you still want to stay standing. So what can you do to kind of maintain that balance? A lot of the things that, for me, smells, that's more like an inward thing, where if I smell something, it could remind me of something else. So I always have like either hand sanitizer or something that I can use to kind of get me back centered again and make me focus in the present moment. So early warning signs. Then we have when things are breaking down. This is what we know as like the pre-crisis. So you're not in crisis yet, but if you don't do something about it, you might end up there. And then the action plan. So all of these things, we want to do an action plan for it. An action plan is just simple things that you'll do to kind of make sure something doesn't go where you don't want it to be. So let's say when things are breaking down and you're having a really difficult time, let's say getting out of bed. You would do things, a list of things. Maybe you can go back to your daily maintenance plan to say, okay, let me do this, the list of musts to get back to center. And life happens sometimes, and it's very hard to deal with certain situations. So that's when we have the crisis plan. I have the Marielle and Copeland on their website. They have this piece of paper, and you can actually carry it with you wherever you want. You can be as detailed as you want with this. There are 9 parts to it, and it's kind of like a cheat sheet to have you, instead of having like a whole binder full of your whole action plans and your daily to-dos and all that stuff. You can carry a section of it with you wherever you go. The first one is, what is it like when I'm well? So going back again to that daily maintenance plan. Then signs that the supporters need to take over. That's the second one. And then a list of supporters. Who do you want around? And even we go to the point where who don't you want around? Because that can be very important too. It has a list to put your doctors, your pharmacy, medication you're currently taking, things to be avoided, what helps you maintain your wellness when you're in a crisis mode, places you should avoid are on here as well. What treatment facilities you want to go to versus those that you don't want to go to. I know I have a list. What things help? Let's say you have a particular scented soap that really relaxes you. You can put that in your crisis plan to say, I want to have enough soap so that when I'm feeling distressed, I have that to kind of keep me grounded. It also has a list of what others need to do. For example, let's say you have a pet. Well, you would put in this that you'd want so-and-so to take care of your pet while you're not doing well. And then it has a list of what are some signs that you have for when you're doing better, and people can step a little bit away now because you feel like you have been able to get back on your feet again. So again, that would be the crisis plan, and we have a little piece of reminder that you can call it to have like in your purse or in your bag somewhere where you can have it easily accessible. Now, the 7th part of the steps is your post-crisis plan. So it's what does it look like now that you've gone through all of the above, you've had that crisis, how do you get back on your feet again? And that goes back to, again, I'm going to be saying this a lot, but it goes back to that daily maintenance plan and that picture of wellness. What do I look like when I'm at my best? And how and what can I do to maintain that wellness? At the end of the day, wellness your way is the key. This is all individualized. You guys are your own best advocates, and you make your recovery what you want it to be. And when I realized that recovery wasn't a destination, it was a journey, that's when I started my recovery path. So I hope today's overview was helpful. Again, WRAP stands for Wellness Recovery Action Plan, and thank you for listening.